What is going on, guys? Eagle Aquatics back here, and in today's video it's going to be kind of a different video. I'm going to be going over how to diagnose and clean a protein skimmer, how to diagnose and clean a pump. This goes for any pumps, not just protein skimmer pumps, and what to use, what are the best tools to use to clean the pumps. And I'm going to be going over how important general maintenance on these equipment items is and why it just might save your reef tank and your fish, because there are multiple problems that could go wrong with this stuff that you might not even notice after a while. So let's get right into the video. As I explained in my last reef update, I have reason to believe that the impeller on this protein skimmer caused massive coral die-off in my aquarium. I'm not positive on that, but it's the only logical reasoning I have for it. I'm not too sure though. So nonetheless, I always do general maintenance on all my pumps and all my reef equipment, power heads, wave bakers, return pumps, protein skimmer pumps, all that stuff, because it's extremely important. All this stuff is the lifeline to a reef aquarium. So generally when I do maintenance, I do it usually on the wave makers and the protein skimmers. I do them at the same time within the same period of days. Do it once every couple months, pretty much. Whenever you see, especially on wave makers and stuff like that, when you see coralline algae buildup or any algae buildup on the outside of the power head or any pump at that matter, it usually means it's time to give it a vinegar bath or just clean it off, because to restore its original performance. And looks too, it makes stuff look brand new. Usually on protein skimmers, you get, especially if you have a refugium, a lot of algae starts building up in the clear chamber. If you have a clear protein skimmer chamber or bubble chamber for, say, a reef octopus or something like that, if you have a clear protein skimmer chamber, light penetrates it and a bunch of algae starts growing. You can see there's some coralline algae, and there was a bunch. This was all green, and every couple months this turns all green and you can't see through it anymore. That's when I usually do maintenance on these things, just to get all that out, because I mean it could affect the performance of protein skimmer, it could affect the bubble production, and I mean kind of how easy the bubbles move through the chamber and up here. So it might not be producing as much skimmate, that kind of thing. So I usually tear this whole thing apart. Aquarium equipment is very easy to take apart. That's the thing. It's usually just a few screws, few bolts, stuff like that, and it all comes apart really easily because most of it's just plastic. So it's really easy to do maintenance. The best tools I can think of, when I do power head cleaning, I always just go full on with vinegar. Take the whole power head apart, wave maker, whatever you want to call them. I have high doors. I've done a video on it. Take the whole thing apart. Impeller, housing, all that stuff. Get like a bucket or something, a small bucket. Just pour a whole gallon of vinegar in there. I go 100%. A lot of people say dilute vinegar. I don't know if that makes a difference. I mean, yeah, you save on a little bit of vinegar, but I don't care. It's so cheap. I go 100% vinegar. It dissolves everything. It will wipe off coralline algae. It will wipe off everything. Clean off the housing, make it look brand new. Clean the impeller housing. It's just very good for aquarium equipment, and it is generally, small amounts of it are aquarium safe too. But after you take you generally leave them in for, 8 hours. I usually do it overnight, so when I wake up the next day I can put it all together, or clean it all and then put it all together. But after you remove the power head and the pump, anything you want to put in vinegar, all plastic safe in vinegar, take it out of the vinegar bath and then go to a sink and scrub it and wash it off. The best scrubbing tools I can find, usually smaller equipment like impellers and stuff like that, some housings. Toothbrush is your best friend for this stuff. Get into the crevices and all that stuff. For big chambers and stuff like in this protein skimmer, this doesn't all come apart, so you have to reach your hand down in there and scrub the sides and everything. An acrylic safe scrubbing pad is amazing when it comes to this. It'll take the stuff right off. And these, I don't even know, pipe cleaners, whatever you want to call these, they sell these for aquarium equipment. Great for like sticking into the impeller housings of bigger pumps. You know, the outlet of the protein skimmer, this big pipe right here, it's all hollow inside. Stuff and organisms start to grow in there. If you want to get closer or around here, you could stick this thing all the way in there and go around like circles and stuff like that. Takes off the algae and everything. Just great tools to clean your aquarium equipment. Clean algae off. That paired with vinegar, this stuff will look brand new and perform like brand new after, especially if you keep up with it. Once every couple months, whenever you see a bunch of buildup of algae and stuff, give this stuff a clean. It'll prolong the life of the equipment drastically. I'm going to show you guys a mistake I have made since neglecting maintenance of the protein skimmer pump and the protein skimmer thing. But I finally had the chance over spring break to go take the whole pump apart, dose it in vinegar and stuff like that. Pulled out the impeller, found this bunch of rust. So what happened here, salt water or something over time, this housing or this the shell over the magnet cracked and a bunch of water got in. Started rusting like crazy. Expanding the housing, see how it's misshapen? It's inflamed. This happened within a period of weeks. And it starts making a crazy amount of noise because you know this thing's not spinning as it's supposed to in here. Probably jacking up the housing and everything, but this thing's creating a bunch of noise, releasing tiny little metal particulates, rust particulates into the water, causing maybe the heavy metals or the iron content of the water to increase, possibly affecting coral and fish and stuff like that. So it's very important to maintain pumps because your impeller could be rusting like this, and that is not good. So I ordered a brand new impeller right here. These aren't cheap either, so if you maintain maintenance, you should be able to catch this stuff pretty quick, so you know if to order parts. So $40 for this, put a new one in here, and we should be good again. So I'm gonna slap this new impeller inside this pump, and we're gonna listen to the skimmer run normally. So I'll get back to you guys in a second. So yeah guys, we got the old new impeller in there. We're gonna go fire it up. So yeah guys, the skimmer is back in with the new impeller and running absolutely perfectly. I should see a huge increase now in skim mate production, bubble production, and a lot less noise, that's for sure. So that pretty much wraps up the video. I just wanted to show you guys how important maintenance is on our critical reef equipment, how to do it, some methods I use, and the tools I use to make your equipment run and look at its best every couple of months when you're supposed to do it. And just show you guys what can happen when you neglect to maintain certain pumps, especially protein skimmer pumps, it seems. I've had a few rusty impellers, but it usually doesn't happen. But you never know, the crazy event could happen to you, and it could damage your reef tank. I mean, like it possibly damaged mine. So I just wanted to show you guys that, my opinions and how I do it. And let me know what other types of videos you guys want to see. Whether it be reef updates, care guides, top 10s, more equipment videos like this, refugium, anything. Just leave comments down below, I respond to all of them. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.